Hello everyone and welcome back guys to round 2 of the VGN Renault Clio Cup, where today we're here at Mugello. And after last time out, obviously, safe to say it was a couple of interesting races. Unfortunately, I'd actually received a back of the grid drop for the first round of tonight. In all honesty, I still don't actually know, fair enough, but I don't actually know which incident was the reason for that. But I hadn't done any practice for this. I literally just got home from work and jumped straight on, so hopefully we can have an okay couple of rounds tonight. The aim, it'll be damage limitation, I can already tell at the end of the day there, but it's lights out and away we go, ready for the first race of the night there, and actually getting off to not too bad a start. Like I said, literally the only laps I'd done were qualifying, and I was only about sort of 3/10 off pole, which I'd say generally for how rusty I am getting on Forza, considering I hadn't played the game after last race, after last week's racing. It's basically what I do on Forza. I jump on usually sort of an hour before a league race, and that's my practice. But yeah, no, I hadn't obviously been able to jump on at any time during the day, and yeah, I sort of got home and it just came on straight into qualifying here. So first race of the evening was probably just about trying to keep it nice and tidy. Hopefully the aim will be to scrape up into the top 10, obviously then with the reverse race too. We can have a good starting position for the second round of the night there as we head now down in towards the next couple of corners there. You can see my teammate LCR Ben and Ryan getting very, very close. I tried to take evasive action, just dip a wheel out onto the grass there, and yeah, that would send me right back to where we started in this race there. So not quite the best start in the world as we head now down in towards the final couple of corners there in Apex. And Ryan, Goose all just starting to trip over each other as we head through the final corner there, and I'm going to go out onto the grass. And yet, still struggling to just find the limits of the car in the early stages here. I haven't, I don't know exactly what this thing can do around here just yet. It does, I personally feel it takes me quite a while to get back up to pace on Forza. I don't know what it is. When I used to sort of play this game, obviously a whole lot more, it would always take me, sort of 10, 15 laps to really get up to, any sort of significant pace. There has been a huge instant through turn 1 there. I think there's Rally, Donk, and Ben all coming together as we head through the first couple of corners there. I tried to swoop around the outside of Ben there, a tiny bit of contact made between the powers there, but I think, we've come out of that one all okay in the end. There is LER missing, and Lesbian Goose make a bit of a mistake as we head now down this next little straightaway here, in towards the next couple of corners up the inside of Apex as well. A tiny bit of contact throughout the next couple of corners there, but we do get right around the outside, and now up into P17 of the race there. So no places made up on lap 1, six made up on lap 2, not too bad a start. But yeah, like I said, the aim is just to try and scrape up into the top 10 of the first race of the night, really try and focus on that second race, and the reverse top 10 hopefully for myself. Yeah, we'll wait and see as to what we can achieve with that one here as we head now down towards the end of lap 4 here, and yeah, slowly building up some momentum, trying to settle down into a rhythm here. You can see all over the back now of LCR Blobson as we head through the final couple of corners there. It gets a little bit leery out of the final corner. We've got DRR, Cosworth, PT and Rye just up the road here, as well as Bobson down in towards turn 1. Is he going to be able to do anything in terms of defence there? He's certainly going to try it. Plays defensive on the inside line there as we head now down towards turn 1. They're 3 wide just up the road here as we head down in towards the breakers. I'm trying to go a little bit later on the brakes there, and well, they're all going to come to grief just in front of us there. Bobson gets up the inside. I'm going to be able to follow him through there, and that is us now up into P14. I think there's been even more carnage and contact just around, as well as now Bobson on the inside. Rye tries to get the nose back at the inside through the next couple of corners there, but cannot make it work there as we get all nicely over the curbs down this next straightaway here. We are potentially going to be able to have a look on Bobson and think better of it as we head down in towards the corner. Mugello is a horrible, well, this layout of Mugello especially is not really the best place for, going for overtakes. Really the best opportunity is down in towards turn 1, unless you're basically side by side with another car like we were there. Get up the inside of Bobson, Hayden a little bit slow in towards the final couple of corners here. Yeah, he does keep it all together. Rye now, I think, just behind us, trying to have a look on Bobson as well there, but I think he does hold out just in front for the moment here. So we're already a third of the way through the first race of the night here. We're already up into P13 there, so 10 places made up in the opening 6 laps here. Are we going to be able to potentially go for a move on Hayden down in towards turn 1? We're certainly going to have a look for it potentially there. He gives me the room on the inside. We run just a little bit wide there. No contact made just yet there, but I'm going to be on the outside for turn 2 here. Who's going to come out on top? We try to swing it around the outside. The Hayden once again does give me the room. It gives us the inside for turn 3 there. He's going to try and get the switchback moving. We get nice and early on at the power there. Use up all the curbs as best as possible there and actually get off to a little bit of a better run there. Slightly different gearing between the two cars meant that I was now up into P11 now of this race there. And yeah, you can see now all over the back of ATP Freebie here. Like I said, the top 10 was the aim in the first round of the night. Whether we're going to be able to achieve that, let's just find out. We've still got, 11 laps to go to try and make this move work here. But as we head now down through the final couple of corners there, Freebie just not quite getting the run off the final corner there. And we're going to be able to go side by side on the long run down towards turn 1 here. Who is going to come out on top? We have got the inside line. We have got the better run as well here. And I think, yeah, we should be able to do anything. Unless Freebie can somehow, swing it right around the outside there as we head in towards the braking zone. Try to keep it nice and tidy under the brakes. Get it stopped nicely over the curbs there. Well, Freebie's certainly going to try and give it a go right around the outside there. I certainly wasn't expecting this one to come back there as we head now down in towards turn 2 there. I tried to slam the door shut, and we do make it work there. Squeeze him a little bit over the curbs. Aggressive, but I think fair at the end of the day there. And that now moves us up into P10 of this race. The critical P10. But it wouldn't be too long before we were trying to line up even more moves here. LMP Maynard down towards the halfway stage of this race there as we head through the final corner. He's just going to tip a wheel on the grass there. And we're going to have to move to the outside there as he parks it on the exit of the final corner. We're going to try and dive it back into the slipstream there. Stretch the gears as far as possible as we now make the run once again down towards turn 1 here. And I think we've definitely got a bit of a better run over Freebie here. We're going to be side by side in towards the first braking zone. A little bit of contact there between the pairs as he tries to squeeze me out to the outside and we try to squeeze him to the inside there. A little bit of rubbing his racing as well as we head through the first couple of corners now. We have got the inside for turn 2 there. He gives me the squeeze just like I did to Freebie one lap ago there, but a little bit of contact made between the pair of us once again there. But we do get the nose right around the outside as we head through turn 3. They're able to get much better drive off the exit of the corner there and slingshot past him and now up into P9 of this race. But a very, very big margin up the road there. And sadly, you can see by the final lap that we had taken some good time out of DOR stamina. Yeah, unfortunately, it was always just going to be too little too late here. Sadly, this race is sort of formed into 2, technically 3 separate groups. Obviously, we had, 9th downwards, 7th and 8th, and then the top 6, or top 7 even, I should say, in this race as well there. But coming through the final corner, though, P23 to P9 in the opening race there of the night. I will certainly take that one. A 104.1 as well. Not too bad a fastest lap, especially for how much of the race we were battling in the traffic there. But yeah, Westmeister sets the, wins the first race of the night. We set the fastest clean lap, though, so I'll certainly take that one there. But yeah, Westmeister ahead of Flex, a Random Demon, Foxy, Hordes, Tigger, Vision, Stamina, myself, and Rye round out the top 10 there. So that would be the grid order for the second race of the night, obviously for the reverse grid there. So Rye, myself, Stamina, Vision, Tigger, and everyone else there. But further down you can see Freebie, Cosworth, Hayden, Wumpson, PT, Ben, Lesbian Goose, Rally, Apex, Missing, Sticks, and Big White Donk down towards the rear of the field there. But yeah, a solid opening night then. A solid opening race even, I should say, of the night. But let's jump on then into race 2, starting, like I said, from P2. This is a golden opportunity to try and bring back some points in tonight's action. But here we are then on the grid, ready for the second race of the night, and it's lights out and away we go there. I'll be able to get off to a bit of a better start than Rhino, pretty much even in these cars. There's not really too much you can do in the front wheel drives, unless you somehow manage to get some weird launch control thing. But yeah, that is much more difficult as we head down in towards turn 1. We think about going for a move up the inside of Ryder, but actually forgetting on the cold tyres. We almost take ourselves out of the race at turn 1 there. That could have been very, very bad there. Yeah, we tried to bait up the inside of Ryder, and well, cold tyres, front wheel drive. Yeah, we were lucky we didn't end up spinning out into the wall there as we come through the first couple of corners there. Vision thing is going to run a little bit wide there, but yeah, that has certainly not been the start we needed in this second race there. Potentially around the outside of Vision as we head now down in towards the next couple of corners. We just about swoop around the outside. They're really quite happy with that one, but Vision's certainly going to be able to try and come back into here as we head down the next straightaway here. We're going to try and play a little bit defensive. Vision thinks better of it though, and yeah, we do hold on to P3 then off the start of this race. Again, not, like I said, the ideal start, but it certainly could have gone a whole lot worse for us in this race there. And now we've just got Stamina and Rye up the road. These guys very, very similar pace to myself here as we come now down in towards turn 1. And yeah, we would think about trying to line up a move on Stamina here. Are we going to be able to go for anything a little bit late lunge perhaps? No, pretty much even actually on the brakes there, but Stamina runs himself deep in towards turn 1 there, a little bit ghosted actually between the pairs there. There's a tiny bit of contact as well as we now head up the hill there. And yeah, just even more contact maybe between the pair of us. Can we potentially go for a move or stamina? I think he tried to go for the switchback through the next corner, but we hadn't got far enough up the road to just set there. And yeah, we do now move ourselves up into P2 of the race after a little bit of a weird move in the end. But yeah, now back up into second place, and now being able to try and close down on Rye as we head through the next few laps of this race here. Potentially, you know, with the pit stop window and everything like that, we weren't really able to capitalise. It would take us all the way on to the end of lap 14 here before we were even close enough to try and line up a move on a right here before we even consider it. Still, then he's 30 feet up the road here. So 4 laps to go now of this race, the second race of the evening. You know, usually, you know, if you start near the front, it can be hopefully a little bit quieter there as we head now down in towards turn 1. We move to the outside this time around, you know, warm tyres. We can actually try and make something like that work there as in through turn 1. We still have held it around the outside as we head now down in towards turn 2 there, and he's going to try and completely slam the door shut there. A little bit of contact maybe between the pair of us, and now we think about going for a switchback move through the next couple of corners there, and that's what we've been able to do there. Rye's going to try and squeeze me out wide, but we have got the better run down this back straightaway here. Is he going to keep the nose up the inside? Yes, he does, but we do get right around the outside there, and now up into the lead of this race there, and that was a really, really critical move at this stage of the day there as we now head down in towards the final couple of corners of lap 15. And now we need to try and hold on from Rye here, because, you know, we've seen in the past he's certainly not afraid to go for a dive there as well. I wasn't quite expecting that one on the exit of the corner there. He tried to get the nose up the inside. We do get a slightly better run because of it in the end there, and yeah, that would be all she'd right in the second race of the evening there. P1 at the end of the day there, and a good solid haul of points there. 30, you know, the full 30 points at the end of the session. So we actually set, I think, the fastest dirty lap of the race. Obviously, pretty much spent most of it in the slipstream of Rye there. And yeah, 103.6. Very, very happy with that one there. You can see Rye up in second place. All right, have a look further down. Can we spot any of our rivals? Stamina third, Tigger, Vision, Foxy, Flex, Demon, and I think that was Hordes down in 9th place there. But now we were ready for the third and final race then of the night. And while we started last in race 1, we were going to be starting last again in a race 3 then. Donk ahead of Apex, Rally, Ben, Missing, Sticks, Maynard, Lesbian Goose, EPT and Hayden round at the top 10 then, ready for the final race of the night. And so far, damage limitation had been quite good. Be a 1 more to go here as we're ready then on the grid. The 5 lights are going off now, and it's lights out, and away we go. They're getting once again obviously up to a pretty, actually quite poor start relative to a lot of people this time. We didn't really get the run that I was hoping for there as we come down in towards turn 1 here. And yeah, 23 car lobby. I think genuinely this is the biggest one I've ever had on Forza. It was really, really good racing throughout the evening there as we come down in towards turn 1 there. Rye's certainly going to try and look up the inside of a couple of cars there. We just want to try and get heat into the rear tyres there. Is there going to be any sort of carnage as we head through the first couple of corners? There is certainly a huge cluster of Renault Clios just up the road, and it's all going to come to grief there. Bwumpson, and well, I don't even know what's going on here there. You can see Bram, Rye, Bwumpson, everyone there just making a bit of a mistake there. Bwumpson and Capure, that was on the outside there, unfortunately get tagged together and get sucked out into the gravel there. And well, we're all over the back of Rye once again here. So we've already made up 5 places off what was a very, very messy start there to this race. Sadly, no, the reverse grid race is brilliant fun, often causes a little bit of issues in the early stages of the racer as we now try to look up the inside of Rye there. He's going to slam the door shut, squeeze me out over the curbs as we head in towards the final corner there. He's going to try and go defensive. We're just going to try and focus on getting a better run off the exit of the corner there, and that's what we've been able to do. We forced him a bit defensive, and now we're going to hopefully be able to capitalise on this as we make the long, long run down towards turn 1. The foot gap is still coming down, and down here, are we going to be able to get anything around the outside of Rye? It's always a difficult one on the outside down in towards turn 1 there. We're certainly going to be pretty even actually on the brakes there. Rye just obviously on the inside though. Nothing really we could do this time around as he slams the door shut on the exit of turn 1 there. Clearly a bit wary of being able to, you know, keep it around the outside, and obviously moves to the inside of turn 2. There was going to be even more contact just up the road here, and I'm not too sure what's going on at the moment. I think is someone just, I don't know what's happened there. I thought I saw someone out in the gravel, but clearly not. Just in that moment there as Rye makes a bit of a mistake as we head through the next couple of corners there. Is he going to be able to get any sort of run down in towards the final couple of corners? Once again, we're going to be on the inside there, but I think this time around there's not really going to be much he can do in terms of giving me the squeeze there. We do just slot in front there, but Rye's going to come back at me there up the inside of Vision as well. They're a little bit, you know, the interesting move through the final couple of corners, and well, we're going to be able to capitalise on this one around the outside of the pair of them there. And yeah, I think just a little bit of a, you know, a little bit of a poorly timed move from Rise. We come down towards someone there, but we are hopefully going to be able to get around the outside of the pair. I think Tigaboo wants to try and follow me through as well here. We're going to try and play a little bit defensive over vision thing there, a little bit of, you know, I wouldn't quite say blocking, but certainly trying to pick my line. Now we were in front there. It's a little bit weird down in towards turn 1 here as well. Vision tries to get back up the inside, down in towards turn 2 there. And yeah, it's a little bit weird around this place, sort of, you know, that slight kink in towards turn 1, you can sort of dictate the line a little bit more. But yeah, I must admit, sort of looking back at that one, it was probably right on the fringes of fairness there as we get up the inside of PT through the next couple of corners there. Just fortunately not quite getting the run down that little straightaway here, and now we're all over the back of Stamina as well here. So you know, it's been a better start than the first race of the night. Obviously, everyone going a little bit more aggressive. You know, it's sort of all or nothing. Final race of the night, everything like that as we head now down through the final couple of corners here. Are we going to potentially get any sort of run on anyone? I don't think we are this time around. We're a little bit deep through the corner there, and yeah, nothing we can really do this time around to try and close up to Stamina or Sticks just in front of him here. As well, Stamina, you know, trying to get back over to the racing line. Potentially, we can think about lining up any sort of move, but I think it's going to be optimistic to say the very least. They're breaking down in towards turn 1 there, but Stamina just gets caught out by Sticks. We're going to try and muscle our way to the inside here. Well, we're going to be side by side in towards turn 2 and turn 3. Is Stamina going to be able to make it work? A little bit of lag there, and I think there's even more carnage just up the road. There's someone slow on the outside of the corner, and everyone else is going to get caught out by that one. Westmeister tries to obviously avoid it there, and just a little bit of contact made between the pair of us. And well, everyone, I got lucky in that situation. I think there's no denying that one. Up, I think 6 places in one corner there. LCR, Ben, and Hayden having a bit of a battle as we head now down in towards the final couple of corners. We're going to try and get the move up the inside of Ben here, and Hayden's going to try and go defensive in towards the final corner. Ben thinks about getting back up the inside there. There's all sorts of contact going on between all of us there. Hayden runs a little bit wide out to the grass. Lucky actually not to sim twitch on the exit of the corner there. But yeah, we do hold on, and we now move ourselves up into P8 by the end of lap 4 here. So 15 places made up inside the opening 4 laps of this race. We've certainly had worse starts to the evenings in the past. The Hayden, though, defensive in towards turn 1. Are we going to be able to make any sort of move around the outside? We're certainly going to try. Are we going to be able to get the drive off the exit, though? Sadly, not this time around there. We certainly actually don't thinking about it up the inside, but Hayden, yeah, slams the door shut. Rightly so as we head through turn 2 and turn 3 here. Westmeister now all over the back of us once again, but Ben tried to have a look at the inside of him here. Are we going to be able to go for anything, though, in terms of defence? I don't think we'll need to just yet as we now head down in through this next chicane here. And yeah, Mugello is just all chicanes. It's a little bit weird at the end of the day. It's all about chicanes and curb abuse around this track, in all honesty. It's just the way you got to drive around this place here as we can now head down in towards the final couple of corners once again there, and Hayden's going to get a little bit ragged through the final corner there. Freebie's going to make a bit of a mistake out of the final corner, comes straight over the track once again there. Hayden are like almost going to, you know, Schumacher Hackman's onto him as we come down towards someone there. Yeah, Hayden I think has actually been able to capitalise on that one a little bit better than myself here, but coming down in towards someone there, he's going to go defensive once again. We're going to try it around the outside maybe. Are we going to be able to go for any sort of move? Sadly, again, just not really quite getting the car down towards the apex nonetheless behind Hayden. Yeah, that unfortunately, you know, Hayden is one of those guys that, you know, can pick up a game very, very quickly as well here. So, you know, doing a fantastic job so far on Forza. A little bit of a rough first week, obviously very, you know, I think he got home quite late and couldn't really put much practice in. Yeah, race 2, week 2, he's really sort of upped his pace, everything like that there as we head now down through the next couple of corners here to finish the first third of this race. Up the inside, maybe no, actually a little bit of contact there. I didn't actually think we were all over the back of him just yet there as we head in towards the penultimate corner there, and yeah, we do hold it behind there. Luckily not one of those weird Forza physics moments just it here is out of the final corner. Are we going to be able to get a bit of a run? We have certainly got a tiny bit of a better run over Hayden this time around. Are we going to be able to get anything done down in towards someone? It's certainly going to be a tall order. Are we going to think about it? We're just about getting the nose up the inside there, about 15 feet, 16 feet is the magical number up the inside in towards someone. They're trying to get it nice and late on the brakes. They're still trying to get on to the apex there, and while doing what Rye did to me, just trying to get the drive and, you know, run out wide a little bit there, just in front of the other car. Don't really give them the opportunity through turn 2 there. And yeah, that move us now up into P6 of this race. You can see Big White Donkey been able to make a bit of a breakaway here, but we still had Maynard, I think that's Goose, and missing just in front of us as well here. So certainly some more opportunities in the near future as well here. It's down in towards the next couple of corners. You can see just how much time he made up on missing there. Just not in that dirty air. And up the inside we go. And now up into P5 of this race. They're squeezing him out a little bit wide. I think we were just about ahead there as well. But you can see now as well, trying to have a look up the inside of Goose as we head through the final couple of corners here. Are we going to be able to make anything work? I think we certainly are as well there, and that's going to be us now up into P4 after just 7 laps of racing here. So yeah, 19 places made up in 7 laps here. Potentially, it is the last of first on the cards. I still highly doubt it. You know, Donk is still a good few seconds up the road here as well. Goose tries to get back around the outside through turn 1 there. But once again, we just try and slam the door shut as well. He's still not giving up on this one. Around the outside, maybe in towards turn 2. No, thinks better of it as we head through the corner. A bit of a nice bump. Give us that speed boost out onto the back straightaway. But yeah, we were now up into P4 nice and safely here. And now, as we reach the halfway stage of the race, you can see Hordes and Donk just up the road here now, starting to have a bit of a battle here as we head down in towards the final corner, though. We've still got to try and navigate Maynard as well here. We're going to be able to get a bit of a better run down towards turn 1 here. We're going to be on the inside as we head over the start-finish line here. Lap 10, 8 laps to go now of this race here. We are now ahead of LMP Maynard as we come down in towards turn 1 there. And there's just going to be a tiny tag. And unfortunately, we've got caught out over the front splitter. And that is just over and over. That was, I think, a nice double backflip and half pike down in towards turn 1 there. Well, that is the end of that race there. P3 we were running up to, and well, unfortunately, yeah, that was game over. You know, I did speak to Maynard after the race. You know, like I explained earlier on, it's a bit difficult going down in towards turn 1, obviously, where it's just a little kink. We got caught out over the split there, and well, Forza Physics took its toll, and sadly, yeah, P21 at the end of the day there. Really, that was looking like a night to remember in the end. The last of first I really felt was on there, but sadly, at the end of the day, nothing we... But yeah, P21 at the end of the day. They're heartbreaking to finish that race in that style. The Hordes, though, did take the win ahead of Westmeister, Maynard, Goose, Vision, Rye, Hayden, missing Freebie, and Tigger there ahead of Cozzy, Ben, and then obviously myself right down at the rear of... But yeah, the damage limitation was looking good heading into this one, but sadly, at the end of the day, it wasn't to be there. Having a look, though, at the final race results, well, the final standings even, I should say, after the second round of the championship. See, Hordes now leads the way ahead of Westmeister and myself there. So 17-point deficit at the moment there. Rye just 6 points back ahead of a random demon. Vision, Flex, Foxy down in P8 there. Stamina, Tigger, and Bwompson as well further down the order. But yeah, hopefully Long Beach next time out we can try to close up that gap once again. I can confirm actually Hordes and Westmeister both didn't make round 3 of the championship. I think Hordes was away and Westmeister couldn't be bothered. So yeah, that was the end of race 2 there. Hopefully Long Beach highlights will be dropping over the next couple of days. Sadly, I just got caught out with other things, hence why I couldn't make this one. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching this video. Get yourself subscribed if you're new around here, and hopefully I will see you guys next time for Long Beach.